G'day, beard brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, and just all-round legends. Welcome to another week of Two Beards, a podcast and Wrexham AFC. I'm your host, Rousey. That motherfucker over there is Adrian. He's my bro, and we're coming at you from Australia, bringing all the Wrexham news up to date from Australian fans. Adrian, how you going, mate?
Going well. Could be better, really. Weekend was shit, but tried to make up for it during the week, watching some Socceroos games. But other than that, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I feel the same way. That just completely ruined my weekend, that performance.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fucking shite. But
Yep.
we'll bounce back. But we'll get onto that in
Yeah.
a bit. We'll just get our housekeeping first because we've got a lovely Fuckheads program, which we like to advertise at the start of every podcast, which is $5 a month, gets you access to a fans only Discord, gets you shout outs, gets you 10% off our merch, and much, much more prizes, giveaways in the Discord and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to be part of that, it costs you $5 a month, and it all goes to helping us run the podcast. Link in the link tree below. On that note, we're going to shout out our fuckheads. Adrian, do you want to do it?
Mate, list them off. Let's see if I've got the memory still. After drinking myself to death on the weekend after that match. Anyways, Will, John, we got Chris, we've got Jake, we've got Sarah, and I am going to be remiss in saying I almost forgot our honorary fuckhead, Ryan. But that is the whole gang together. And honestly, we're very lucky. They're a great bunch of people, but it makes those losses just that little bit better when you can kind of cry together and then laugh together as well when we win. So
yeah, it's just like a
good to be
massive
together.
group circle, Jack. That's all it is.
It is exactly what it is.
We get in there and we give each other handies. Anyway,
it's exactly what it is.
Oh dear. So we're going to rush through our start this week and get straight into the good stuff. We're going to review the Accrington Stanley game next. Let's fucking go. Well, Accrington Stanley came and went, and we both predicted wins. We both thought our team was going to be good enough to win this, but lo and behold, they decided not to fucking show up.
Yep. Pretty accurate.
Bunch of bastards. What happened to them? But I don't know. It's just something in the water. I just don't think we were meant to win that game. Just the way it all came together, and we'll get on to a little something shortly, but we'll talk mainly about the game. That looks like a very congested pitch, and I think what Accrington did was close us down, pressure us, played the game their way, didn't give us any space whatsoever. Our goals were rushed. Paul Mullen just wasn't on. In fact, no one was on.
I couldn't name one player who had actually performed. It was probably it was our worst game. It's hard to say because with Stockport, that was our worst game of the season. But just for performance-wise, out of everyone as a unit, that for me was the worst performance because we were meant to win that. Stockport are a great outfit. Accrington, mediocre at best, and we got shown up. And you know what? I said it with you on the weekend when we were venting about how frustrating it is. It is, it's a wake-up call. That's all it is. It's a wake-up call. You said the same thing with Stockport when that happened. I'm now saying it now. I know you're agreeing with me. It is just a wake-up call. And you know what? I'd rather this shit happen now than in January, February, or, closer to that April mark.
Yeah, I mean, every unbeaten run has to come to an end at some stage. And it was just so happened that this was the case, and then Stockport was the case before that. Obviously, we're a bit patchy before we've at first Stockport, but then went on a massive 12-game unbeaten streak. And of course, it was going to come to an end at some point. I just kind of wish that wasn't against motherfucking Accrington Stanley.
Can
Because
I?
that
Can
should have
I?
been an easy game. But
That should have been an easy game. And I just want to interject for a moment because I just want to ask for your opinion. And we're going to get into the drama that unfolded before the game and after the game and still happening to this day. And there's a rumor that Andy Holt's still
oh,
typing
you really
messages
want to
as
get
we
into
speak.
that, don't you?
But I will, no, but in a moment, I want to leave it for a second. I want to ask you something before we hit that because I know you're going to hit it and we're going to hit it good. When we went out there and we walked out on that pitch, the minute the ball was kicked, did you feel it was off from the get-go?
From the get-go.
Yeah.
That was a
it
game,
felt wrong.
Like you know how I've often been upbeat when we're it's off and down or something. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to come back. That's because I've watched the team and watched how they fight. There was no fight. There was no Rex in that. That was I could tell from the get-go that, especially when they went down, I was like, we've lost this. We're not coming back.
Yep. Especially when you've got a team like Accrington Stanley who are basically, and we say this every fucking week, but I can't believe we have to repeat ourselves, that everyone plays against us like it's their cup final. That's their fucking Champions League. You saw the way they celebrated at the end of the fucking game.
Gosh,
it's like they won the league.
Cup. Yeah,
exactly. Like the thing that people don't get, and I get it. People hate Wrexham. You're allowed to do that. But the fact that you celebrate means you have much more respect for us than you think. And that's because you hold us in such high regard that you're going to carry on like pork chops just to, prove a point. But
it was just one of those weird games. I mean, the keeper was having vapes thrown at him and all sorts of shit. Like, the days when you throw beer bottles at them or something, or
it's
lob
fucking 21st century,
mate. Lob a paper plane on the field, not your vapes. I mean, come on, vaping's fucked up anyway.
Do you know what's fucking hilarious about the entire thing is that
unless you're vaping CBD. But anyway.
Yeah, maybe they were. But from what I understand, supposedly one of the players spat on one of the supporters. So that's the rumor that's pushing around the mill. And it's like, I love how that's how it escalated. A guy spat on you, which, you take it, you don't take it, whatever. But then you throw a vape back. I'm like, look, man, like there are other items you could be throwing, and harder items.
Yeah.
If you want to make damage, if you're trying to do something, not throwing a vape's not going to do anything. You might get a little, oh, ow, that hurt. But like people are asking for lifetime bans. I get it. Don't throw anything. Don't make us look like idiots. I get it. But come on, guys, they threw a fucking vape pen. They didn't throw a fucking hand grenade. Like, you know what I mean? Like they threw a vape pen. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, it was, but still, I mean, it was enough, obviously, to cause issues because if players get their studs into those vape pens explode. So which can cause problems. So I can sort of see that, but still, I mean, it was fun.
Slow.
And but it was one of those games. I mean, let's just touch on Paul Mullen for instance. This guy never misses penalties.
Oh my God.
Like he's missed maybe 2 penalties that I can think of. And he rocketed one against the crossbar. I mean, that was just a epitome of our whole day. Just like your key striker missing a penalty like that is just, I mean, that should have went in. It really should have went in. And
frustration.
He even beat the keeper. He beat the keeper.
Yeah.
And
he beat him. But it was frustration. And it's literally what I think when we talk about, captaincy and we always want someone who's got a level head. And, Paul Mullen for a lot of games this year has been the captain on there. Tozer's usually it, or, obviously Luke Young. The reason I find it's hard to put captaincy on someone who's a striker is he's thinking about not just himself, whereas a striker should probably just be thinking about themselves. I know that sounds weird, but like when you put on that shoulder, I know he wasn't on the weekend. It's completely different. But what I'm thinking is the stress of just not being in front, not winning when we should be in a hostile crowd that's given it to you. And again, another sellout when these guys can't even fill half a stadium, by the way. But we'll get into the little bit of that in just a moment. But Paul Mullen, not on, not right. And I think it was a mental thing. It wasn't a physical thing. He's not injured. It wasn't because of anything purely other than he had a shit day. His mind wasn't in it, and he let his frustration get the better of him. And that's why I think when we give Paul Mullen captaincy, and it's great, but that's why he doesn't tend to, I don't know, thrive under that. So what I'm saying is, let him be him at the moment. Let him be him when we've got someone else who can take the captaincy, be the general, be the heartbeat. Paul Mullen's still the soul of the club. He's still the soul of the team. But let him be that silent leader who can run forward. So
I
that
think
just proves my point.
only player I can think of really that made a significant difference to the game, that sort of changed it up a little bit, was Ollie Palmer when he came on.
It did seem to shift a little.
Yeah, it shifted a little, but it still wasn't enough. But he obviously, that Palmer and Mullen pairing is a winning pairing. Why change it? Look, don't get me wrong. Dolby, he's had great moments, but he's not consistent at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying fucking put Palmer on with Mullen and leave it that way. Stop trying to shake the apple tree. But then
I think it's hard because of injuries
fucking
with
all
the both of them.
coaches at the end of the day, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm talking about taking captaincy off the table from Mullen just because he missed a penalty. I'm saying in the broad scheme of things, I think some of our players need to be focusing on their own craft, rather than having to worry about the guys next to them. So the other big one with Ollie and Paul is, and I get what you're saying. I think the only issue I have with it is risk of injury because of the amount of minutes, like mainly around Palmer, not Mullen, probably Palmer. He can probably run out 70 minutes, probably, maybe more. And I know he can do it, but to do it consistently, especially when we've got these cup games coming up, the trophy game, cup game.
Think of it this way, right? Dolby's had the biggest impact on games coming on as a sub, not starting. Whenever he started, he hasn't had an impact. Whenever he's come on as a sub, he's had an impact.
Agree. No, and that's not being disputed. We're talking about Palmer though. Like, we're talking about Palmer's minutes. I'm not saying bring on Dolby because he needs to start. I'm just saying I get where he's coming from. When you want someone to play for a large, consistent amount of time and then bring on the weapon, bring on Palmer, bring on someone big in the box to be a bit scarier when they're all a bit run ragged. I get that. Yep. I gotta get it. But look, let's just fucking rip the Band-Aid off because I know you want to.
We got to reset.
I don't want to reset.
Reset, go again. 12. We want another unbeaten run streak. We just got to lick our wounds and reset. That's all we got to do. Support our boys, make some noise, and just show some love and support, and they'll get through it. But I don't know, nothing went right that day. Nothing went right. And come to think of it, Andy H. Holt, you fucking numpty. In fact, you made numpty of the week, you dumbass. So I'm going to just preface this by saying this, right? So right before the game, about, I'd say, 2 days before the game, Andy Holt, the chairman of Accrington Stanley, came out and said, "Oh, we've got Wrexham coming to town. We're going to pack out our stadium. Let's raise our ticket prices by £5 each." Right before, not at the start of the season when he knew what fixtures there were. Right before the game, 2 days before the game, he comes out saying that.
I didn't know that. I honestly thought it was when the tickets went sold.
Better. It gets better because this fucking muppet then decided that he was going to go on a tirade about Wrexham. And then Wrexham chimed in and said, "You know what? On the return leg, we're going to reduce our tickets by £5. So legend of the week goes to Wrexham AFC. Surprise, surprise. But we're talking about our fucking numpty, the muppet that is Andy H. Holt, coming out and doing that. doing that purely because Wrexham was coming to town, and you tried to argue that the police going to cost more. Fuck off, like that. The police are a public service. Anyway, but so he comes out, says that Wrexham obviously retort that, and then he has the audacity. This fucking muppet comes out and says, "Oh well, what was it?" He comes out and says, "Well, how dare Wrexham put out a statement like that right before a game? Don't they understand tribalism in football and that they're just going to rile up the fans? Bitch, you just did the fucking same thing. No joke. Right before the motherfucking game, you fucking muppet. You just did the same thing, and like the fucking hypocrite you are, you come out and then blame Wrexham for doing the same thing you just did. Dead shit."
Anyway. The dude's still fucking tweeting, bro. The dude's still fucking sending out posts. He doesn't shut up. What my favorite is, he's doing it for his 2 seconds of fame. Because here's the fun fact. For those who don't know, I know Rousey knows this, but that motherfucker's selling the club. So why the fuck is this guy saying he's got the best intentions at heart when he publicly came out on Twitter? He didn't say it in a public statement. He put it out on Twitter and he goes, "I'm selling the club." This was fucking halfway, like just before the season, around that time.
Yeah.
And this cunt, this fucking cunt.
He's a muppet.
He's a fucking dick cunt. Anyways, he's come out and he's gone, "Ryan Reynolds should really take a look at himself." Do you think he's running the Twitter account, you absolute fucking idiot? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I can't believe Ryan Reynolds would do that before a game.
Oh, wait,
he didn't do that.
Better. It gets better.
He didn't do that.
After we lost, he's like, put that on your Netflix documentary. You dumbass. It's on Disney. It's not on Netflix.
But he claims that he uses these things as like wind-ups. You know, when some people get it wrong and they're like, "Oh, I got one, caught one on the hook." Oh, like he's acting like that's happening. But here's the thing. During the game, fair dues to him when they won, and he put 2 Accrington 0 Hollywood FC. You know, that's the stirring of the pot, if you're asking me. If my fans are leaving the venue, by the way, that's inciting violence. That guy, Andy Holt, was inciting violence essentially for the same thing that he says. We cheapened the tickets for our fans and for your fans, you idiot, to not fleece them. And then you're coming out saying it's going to rile them up. Bro, it was to calm them down because they're already mad that there's a $5 leverage.
It gets better. It gets fucking better.
Yeah, I know.
He goes on about then saying, Wrexham put on their stream to an international audience, right? What the fuck do you think iFollow is, you dumbass cunt? Like, what the fuck? iFollow goes around the fucking world, whether you're Wrexham, whether you're fucking Accrington Stanley, whether you're Notts County. If you've got iFollow, that shit goes around the world. Yep. You can watch that game in fucking bumfuck Somalia, and you can watch it fucking anywhere. And like this cunt is like, he's got no idea.
And
then tries saying, we get no money from Wrexham for streaming the event. Like, of course not. You get it from iFollow anyway. Just because Wrexham have a bigger following, you butthurt muppet. Anyway.
And I think, look, to be honest, just to kind of finish my thought, the big one here is that he has still come out, and this is what he wants, though. This is what he wants. And this is why I'm like, all right, we need to rein it in. This is what he wants. He wants people to lose their minds because this is what he's doing. He wants to be remembered, and he knows selling his club, he's going to be known as the guy who sold his club. But he wants to look like a hero in front of his fans. He wants to look like he's fighting for the little guy. Well, guess what? You're not. You're selling your club, you fucking idiot. If you truly loved them, if you truly say that it's about the love for the small clubs, then you'd fucking not sell it and you'd keep it. But you won't do that, would you, Andy? You won't do that. So look, I'm sure he'll probably somehow be searching his name into fucking YouTube and somehow will come up and somehow he'll be tweeting about it, because guess what? Anytime someone mentions that fucker's name, he's replying to it. So if you ever want to get in touch with him, it's super easy. Just tweet his name, call him a numpty, and he just loses it. So end of story. Fuck that guy. I don't think I've been as fired up about anything, but Jesus Christ, I don't think I could hate someone more.
He's a few stubbies short of a six-pack, that one.
There you go.
I tell you what, he's fucking all over the place. Biggest hypocrite in sport. I mean, I didn't think I could hate anyone more than Sheffield United and Billy Sharp after what they did, but Andy Hodge, congratulations, mate.
Top dollar.
I'll be wiping my runny fucking toilet after my anyway.
He's afterbirth from the toilet bowl.
I'm going to eat some fucking curry, some vindaloo. I'm going to go and take a dump and then wipe my ass with your picture, you numpty.
I'd do it. I'd honestly, and it's just the way it is, man.
Definitely strong candidate for numpty of the week, and I would say may even take out numpty of the year.
Yeah, when we do it, I mean, for you guys who are watching, comment down below the different types of awards you want to see come end of season, because we will be doing our Two Beards Awards and awarding it to each player. We did it at the start of our run of doing podcasts for last season, and we will definitely be doing it, including a lot of fan favorites, such as obviously Numpty of the Week, and also things like Rousey's rant. Which one was your favorite? Pick from the ABC. We'll do votes and shit. It'll be fun. But put in some ideas down in the comment section.
I'm surprised you actually got involved with that rant.
I've been stewing, mate. I've been stewing for a week. I've been stewing for a week about this.
What a fucking twat. Like, reading some of his tweets, man.
Even his own fans think he's a twat. His fans have come out and said, look, Andy, I usually back you, but you've kind of lost the plot here. Just shut up. And he's like, I won't ever shut up because I'm standing up for the little guy. I'm standing up for, and if Ryan Reynolds, and he keeps tagging Ryan Reynolds, and all I keep thinking of is poor Rob. Like, Rob's like sitting there like, I'm not the reason that, this is a thing, but also, mention me, you arsehole. Like, he's just mentioning Ryan Reynolds. It's like, bro, if you actually understood the ownerships of the fucking league you're in, you'd understand it's not just Ryan Reynolds, you dog.
You dirty dog.
Dirty dog.
Yeah, now. Nah, mate. It's just nothing went right that day, and followed up by that numpty is just anyway. Moving on.
Did you want to talk about the women's loss against Swansea?
We bloody losses all over the place, eh?
It's literally the week of losers.
The week of losses. Well, I think we need to probably call a podcast something around that. I mean,
it's either that
big fat L. Right.
Well, I mean, like losers left, right, and center. I mean, the men and women's team losers because they lost, and then obviously Andy Holt for being just a loser, probably related to Harold Holt, probably knowing that. But anyway,
Harold Holt. Oh gosh. Well, I mean, look, we just had a week of losses. I mean, what can we say? I mean, they lost to Swansea, but they were playing in front of at Swansea Stadium. So lost to Swansea at home. We had no Rosie Hughes for that game. So, that I could see playing a part, but the girls put up a decent fight. I think, what was the scoreline? It was 2-1.
2-1. We were up 1-0, and then they came back with the 2-1. And honestly, and this is another testament to what Wrexham are doing in the community as a club. I keep reading articles about they're calling it a micro club phenomenon, which is basically just they've shone a light on a small club and it's just expanding at such a rapid rate where it's not having to be like Man City with its oil money. It's not being when brand new ownership like that takes over. Yeah, okay, you can say Disney money this, Disney money that, whatever the fuck you want, but it's slightly different. And I think what's great about it is with the women's attendance, that was the biggest ever Swansea women's attendance. And I guarantee it because they all wanted to be on the fucking
everywhere we go.
And they want to be on the fucking doco, mate. They want to be in that crowd waving because they've realized when they watch the series, they're like, hold on a second, there's a lot of crowd panning. If I'm in the crowd and I've got a sign, I'm going to be doing it. Shout out to the Bradford fan who had a sign shouting out Parky, calling him the special one earlier in the year. You know, that's another award that'll come out for you, mate. But that's again,
Parky is very much a special one, but
he is.
like I said, it was just not
massive.
It was just not our week. So wasn't the girls' week, wasn't the men's team's week.
Wasn't my week. My fucking dishwasher just broke a pipe and fucking water everywhere, flooded the house. Rousey, what's your loss for the week?
I turned on the Pornhub and the internet went out.
Why did I laughed before you even answered because in my head I'm like, I just set him up here. I didn't mean to, but I set him up here. That was like a what is it, like volleyball where they like set it and like you spike it? Like that was kind of what just happened just then. Very well done, sir.
Like the worst thing. Like you get to the money shot and you're about ready to go and it just starts buffering. You're just like, oh fuck. You may as well just be to a picture.
Well, it's like, man, it's like, you know, how did we ever as a society, you know, get through wanking through dial-up? It's like, hey, you know, I need to make a call, Dad. Oh, fuck, just like give me.
Oh gosh, yeah, and then you're like, you're trying to do it as in secret, and then it's like your mum and dad come charging in, and you're like, we need the phone line.
You're like, just and of course, because the internet's so slow, you can't even like back press X whatever because it's just so low as shit. It's just still frozen on the same screen.
my favorite video is there's this video on the internet of this kid who's he's got his camera recording for some reason, and he's starting to look up porn, and his mum walks in. He's like, I stood up and my pants fell down. I'm honest. You
can't believe
my computer's got a virus. Oh, we've all tried that one, mate. I guarantee you, we've all tried that one.
I'm trying to. I'm thinking that you know, you've got these kids who just like, you know, you don't know how easy you have it wanking nowadays. Like, you know, you don't know what we went through.
You just have to lean
I'm just disappointed in myself.
Magazine.
Yeah. Anyways, this is what we talk about when we lose. This is what we talk about when we lose. I was saying to Rousey, I said, I think it was, I don't know, we just had a conversation and like, let's be real, the last 12 games, we've been very lucky. You know, we've been very lucky. We've, you know, gone on a bit of a run, nothing to worry about. The last time we were this unhinged, I mean, we're pretty unhinged most weeks. Well, Rousey's unhinged most weeks. But the last time we were the most unhinged in terms of episodes was after the Stockport loss. So this is natural that we do, you know, it comes full circle. And I said that pun intended. It comes full circle.
Comes in a circle, bit of a circle jerk.
There it is. And we rounded up to where we started this one off. Isn't that great? Oh, fuck, I don't know. What do we want to do here? What do we do? Talk about next week?
What do we do? I'll tell you what we do. You show us your plumber's crack and you give us 5 minutes and we'll be back. After this, we'll review.
What, that rhymed.
Review the Morecambe game coming up this weekend. Let's go. Woo! Righto. We got Morecambe coming up this weekend.
All right.
Better fucking bounce back. The boys normally do. The boys are
back in town.
We got Morecambe at home, and I do not see us losing this game. Although technically I said that about the Accrington Stanley game, and well, I was proven terribly wrong. But Wrexham's at-home form is extremely strong. We will have James McLean back. We will have Jacob Mendy back. Come to think of it, James McLean got called up to a fucking international call up and didn't even get used. Fuck you, Ireland.
No, he got used. He got used. Oh yeah, he got called up for the earlier one. Yes, sorry,
Yeah,
I
the
see what you mean.
earlier one,
The earlier one,
he didn't
yeah,
even
yeah.
get, he didn't even make the bench.
So that could have, you cost us the game, Ireland. You as a
We
country
could
have
have
let
had,
us down.
yeah, I know, we could have had McLean running down the wings,
Uh
making
huh.
Wrexham sing,
Uh huh.
you know, and I'm just, what the fuck? Like, take one of our players, our key players, and then don't play him. Like, what the fuck? That's
It's like
almost
what they
nutty worthy. But you're lucky Andy Holt was on fire this week, so he took the title. But anyway,
Morecambe.
more
I like our chances, mate. I like
they
our
don't have a
chances.
manager, you know.
Yes. And the last time we played someone without a manager, though, we played Bradford and we drew. So never a good start. And we lost last week. But no, honestly, I'm pretty confident. I think like we talked about this off air, but we're such a strong outfit when we have these bad games where we're not fighting. It wasn't because we got outplayed.
Mm,
Here's the thing. If we were outplayed, I would be like, oh shit, we have to worry. I'm not worried because the boys didn't turn up. They didn't play the way they wanted. Yes, we have to give props to Accrington 100%. They played well, but we obviously played like shit. I don't think we do that twice in a row. I'm honestly calling a win. I'm calling a convincing win. I'm calling 3-0.
3-0 win.
And
Ooh,
you know me, I'm pretty pessimistic as fuck, but I'm pretty fired up this week.
that is wow, dude.
Unheard of.
3-0. I don't know what to
Unheard
say.
of.
Like, that's just wow. Okay. 3-0 it is for you. Well, I I don't know how this game's gonna go. It's very hard to predict what a team's gonna be like when they don't have a manager anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
they either play well because they're trying to prove themselves for the next manager who comes in, or they play
yeah,
like shit because they actually loved their previous
yeah.
manager who got sacked.
But we have McLean back, we'll have Mendy back. Hopefully Parky starts
One
um
of them.
starts no, hopefully Parky starts Paul Mullen and Ollie Palmer together.
Yeah,
Um
especially at the race course.
yeah, especially at the race course. So I mean I'm hoping that that all comes to fruition and we end up having a pretty much a full strength team back. And the team that's back and firing, I reckon there might be some wholesale changes because some people clearly didn't pull their weight in the last game. And hopefully, we trust in Parky and we'll see what happens. But I'm thinking it's going to be 3-1 to Wrexham.
Yeah, we usually concede, so that's pretty good. Pretty good guess.
I reckon
I'm with
it's
you.
going to be 1-1 at halftime, and then we'll score
Kick
two
away.
goals after halftime, and
That'd be great.
we'll be laughing 3-1 to Wrexham. So we've got 3-0 from Adrian over here and 3-1 from me. We're both predicting wins. I'm hoping we make this convincing. I really do. We
Just want to
need
fucking, I
another
just
statement again. That's what we need.
statement game. There you go. The statement, because like I told, we had this rant earlier in the year where it's about like, you know, I don't care what we do with other teams around us, as long as we're doing our thing and not dropping games we shouldn't, like at the Accrington game, like this Morecambe game.
Mm.
Yes, we dropped last week. Well, okay, kick up the R's. Don't you dare do it again. And make sure with these games, especially at home, we should be winning them. So, yeah,
Mm.
confidence high, I'm sure, from the boys. And to be honest, I reckon the boys have been absolutely pissing themselves seeing Andy's tweets. So they're probably just absolutely revved up to come out and prove that fucker wrong.
Do you reckon Andy Holt, like, he kind of reminds me of a Wish version of Sean Harvey?
Holy shit. It's if you bought Sean Harvey from Wish.
Yeah.
Either that or like you got him from the reject shop. Like, I don't know, like just from like the $2 shop, because he is absolute discount.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, no, he's not discount, is he? Because he he overcharges. So, sorry, bad way of wording it. No, you're not a discounted Sean Harvey because you obviously charge more than him.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see him in his spare time dropping Portuguese breakfasts all over the place. So bit of a Cleveland steamer.
Well, it's all right. He's selling the club, so we won't have to hear about him anymore once he sells it. So if you're out there wanting to buy a club then do better than pretty much any club that could, like, literally you will be better than him. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, your predecessor, like the person that's the successor, you will do amazing things because no matter what, you didn't do what happened on the weekend.
No, exactly. He will do amazing things. As long as he's not the type of person that sort of proclivity is taking a nice mud monkey right to the chest.
Yep. That's him.
That's it. Clear as day.
That's him. Let's
DM
him. Let's
DM
him.
Play, you'll be all right. And if you are into scout play out there, we do not kink shame. It's all jokes.
It's all good fun.
You know,
unless your name is
if you like playing with poo and you know, you like painting the old walls with some feces and you know, doing a bit of the shit.
Do you reckon the other pods are like, just like, look, we'll just talk about Andy for a minute because he's just an idiot, have a laugh, and then they moved on, and then there's us just going on a fucking tirade. Like all the other pods are being so serious about it. Yeah, I know, like, you know, what a terrible thing he's done and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And then there's us going, fuck this cunt. Like, you know, just absolutely giving it to the guy.
Oh, I mean, he's a dick, isn't he?
Oh, he is. And you know what? He asks for it. Here's the thing. If he had done nothing, even if he had left it at what he said, which was, oh, you know, you incited, you know, whatever, fine. We wouldn't have mentioned him. But it's because he's still tweeting 4 hours ago was his last tweet since we're recording. Come on, bro, calm down.
I know. And here's the thing. Responding to everyone. It's like he's butt hurt in some way. You know, maybe
people could say the same about us, which is fair. They could be like, oh, well, you're talking about him, so that should be it. But here's what I love about it. We're doing it because it's absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's made proper news.
Maybe his boyfriend broke up with him and he's got no one to drop the old Vegemite grenade on his chest anymore. So he's just...
You've got so many different names for shitting on someone. Oh, Lord.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, you know, it might be his thing and he might be a little bit grumpy and lonely because that's, you know, he's got no one to do that anymore.
And he's out of a job whenever he sells it. So, you know, and I mean, it's probably not helping the value, I assume.
Well, he's going to need to sell something else if he wants to keep his money going. That's for sure, eh?
Oh, that OnlyFans is going to be ripe.
I think he's probably he doesn't have the fan base to actually start an OnlyFans.
I don't know. He's probably got more Wrexham people talking to him than his actual fucking fan base, his actual club. He's probably talked to more Wrexham people in the last week than he's talked to his fucking family. What a nonce. Anyways,
welcome.
About him.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Two Beards, Andy Holt and Wrexham AFC.
Yeah. You know what? And if you want to come onto this show, and you want to chat about how you're selling your club, and
as long as that's all you're selling.
Yep. And I mean, he's selling that, you know, and whatever he's doing, and good on him. But you literally put this on yourself. You didn't, you know. Me and Rousey have a big rule, especially if
there isn't no amount of weed in the world that can get you that high to be Andy Holt high.
No. Honestly, I'm honestly worried about the fucker. A bit senile, but anyway, we're going on about the bloke because it's funny as fuck and it makes for comedy gold when we've lost on the weekend. Fair dues. And this is to Accrington fans, if you are watching, you're all right. You're okay. It's nothing to do with you. You guys were great. You supported your team. Your team were great. Shout out to them. Just, get rid of the guy at the top. He's selling the club anyways. Hopefully he sells it to someone nice. Maybe Ryan Reynolds can put in a word for you and find someone who can actually treat you right, because that's what you deserve. Someone who treats you right.
Yeah. Everyone deserves someone that treats them right. Isn't that right, Adrian? Hey, you're lucky. You've got someone that treats you right. You've got a lovely wife.
And a Chris Rouse.
And a Rousey.
And a Rousey. And I've got a Rousey who treats me right.
And the only thing I have that treats me right is this right here.
And here's the thing, I want to be like, I treat you right. And I'm like, actually, I'm a bit of a dick. So good fun, good fun. But look, Rousey, can I just say, we are very, very lucky because we are probably the only two people who actually try to find more fun in the losses when we do the pods than probably, a lot of fans sitting at home. Don't know about you, but before I was doing this with you, after a loss, it sucks. It ruins your weekend. And then you'd stew for a week until the next game kicks off. This is my release. And this is my release with you, so we can vent it out, have a laugh, distract ourselves, fixate on one person, and then act like they're the problem when in natural fact we lost. It's like, that's what I'm here for. And
we lost because of Andy Holt.
Yeah, it's all his fault. It's nothing to do with that.
Oh dear. And we had one of our fuckheads actually post up a picture of was it Tom O'Connor looking like what's his name, the tiger dude.
I don't even know if I've seen this. What the fuck?
Really?
Hold on, I'm checking it. I've definitely seen it. I just don't know what the description is you're talking about. Hold on, let me have a look.
Well, one of our fuckheads. Just scroll up. You'll see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dear. That's funny.
You know what? What? He does. O'Connor looks like, so for the guys who do like, who are you talking about? The Tiger guy. I remember like, what is it? The Tiger King or whatever, like the documentary with Carol Baskin and, killed her husband, whacked him. Can't act like that shit didn't happen. Carol Baskin. Like, yeah, that song was made after that. Anyway.
He was spending too much time on TikTok.
It was definitely what, like, it did. I think Tiger King came
just
out
about every single teen girl did that dance. It was
dude, ridiculous. Every time. But you know what? I use Instagram because I decided that Instagram is the filter for TikTok. Because if you go to TikTok, you could literally see anything, like shit that's just terrible or shit that's actually really good. Whereas Instagram takes the good stuff and plagiarizes it and puts it on their platform, and then they repost it there. And usually it's good shit. And I find that I'm not seeing, that whole like, dancing trends and shit and all the songs that, I don't know, man. I'm getting old. I'm 29 and I'm bald, but I'm getting old, and I'm getting old and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it after this loss, bro. I'm feeling it. I'm losing my marbles.
After this, we will wrap things up. Let's go.
I want to go home.
So that brings us to the end of another podcast. I believe this is a podcast, if that's what you want to call it. Just two Aussies chatting shit, dribbling
it's
shit.
Therapy, bro. Therapy.
Group therapy classes, if you want to. Anyway, hey, question. Why has Wrexham never had a streaker?
Wow.
You would think that would be the perfect opportunity for a streaker, because that's what they do, isn't it? They want maximum exposure, pun intended. Why have we never seen a streaker? We will do stuff like throw vapes. We will, certain sections.
Shag a sheep.
Shag and sheep, sing a song, but we've never had a streaker.
What he's saying is, guys, if you are watching this, please hit like, share, and subscribe, because if you do and we start to get popular, the more chance we're going to go to Wrexham and the more chance you're going to see Rousey's bare ass at the race course.
My bare ass at the race course. No, but it's just an interesting thought that just crossed my mind. It's like, why have we never actually seen a streaker at a Wrexham game? And it's like the perfect opportunity to do it,
Especially now with the construction of the cop, there's just that fucking leveling. So like someone just jumps that one fence and you just run it. No one's going to stop you. Like there's no maybe like a construction worker who's sitting up on that little hill, just watching
now
you
we
go
give
by and just
now we might
slapped
be
in the
giving
face with a
people
dick.
ideas. Now
Oh God, are
we
we
can't
inciting? Is
we
this what
might
Andy was talking about?
we might be
Inciting?
fighting a streaker. You know, if we get a streaker this weekend now or in the next couple of weeks, we
We're
know
going
we
to
can start
jail.
with it. And then we're going to have to fucking record an apology video and be like, "Oh, we're sorry. We didn't mean to incite the stripper."
And then you'll wonder why Rousey's not in the video. And you'd be like, why didn't Rousey do it? And Rousey, because Rousey will refuse. He will straight up refuse. It's like, hey, there's no jail time, no penalty. All you have to do is just make a public apology. He's like, the fuck I will.
Yeah, the fuck I will. I'll be the last person to make a public apology. Oh, Jesus. I just don't, that's part of my, not giving a shit, I guess. But I will be the last person that makes a public apology for that. But so if you do decide to streak, it's on your own back. But
we need a, what do you know how people have like disclaimers that go across the screen, Rousey? This would be a really good time to put that in for the edit, where it's just like across the screen. It's like, Rousey and Adrian do not authorize that you go streaking, and it's like authorized by the Australian government camera, just like straight across the thing,
yes. No, we should not incite those things. So that's
please put the thing at the bottom. If we put the thing at the bottom, we're clear.
But if you do, at least have Two Beards logo on your back or something. Like,
oh God, that
let us know.
He's like, it's not associated with us. Just do it off your own back, but also fucking promote us. Like, what? Like, we can't have them both, Rousey. We either have jail, and you know what they do in jail, right? Drop the soap.
Yeah, then you just pick it up.
Yep. Fucking Jesus. Should we end it?
It's all about how you bend over. All right. I've learned that. It's all about how you bend over. If you drop the soap, you got to like sort of squat. You don't bend over, you squat down and you pick it up. It's all about how you pick up soap. But that's why
Rousey. There's just Rousey sitting there like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they invented soap on a rope. They invented it for that reason. So in prison, you have your soap on a rope so you don't drop it. And that way you don't gather the attention of other randy prisoners that might want to take advantage of the situation. But honestly, when you think about that,
words from Randy Rousey.
They make that joke about dropping the soap, but it's like are prisoners just rock hard 24/7 waiting for it to happen? Because like you're not going to like watch someone drop the soap, then like you got to like it takes time. It takes time to get it up. But
I don't think we should be going into this late in the pod. Leave it for another episode. We'll just call it the Rock Hard series.
This episode, motherfucker. You're going to sit here and you're going to enjoy it. But no, seriously, got a point. Like, you can't just rock up to someone and slip it in. I mean, you got to get in the mood. You got to light the candles. You got to, got to get yourself going. You can't just run up behind someone and just, straight up the backside. So
I don't know, man. We should, if you're a prisoner, comment down below. Let us know what it's like.
Yeah, let us know.
This is what. How are we still?
Out to us. Let us know if this actually happens or not. But Rosie Hughes is
because she works in the I was like, bro, what the fuck did you just say? You have to cut that shit out. What are you talking about? Dude, my like head. Oh my God. Heart attack central. I thought you just got us cancelled. I thought this was the end of Two Beards, mate. I thought that was. Now it makes sense. She works at a prison. Thank you.
Works at a prison. That's right. So, anyway. But my point being, and you got
you've made your point.
Yeah, I've made my point. So that's all there is to it. We move on and we talk about the next thing and not someone getting railed up the backside just from dropping soap. I've always wanted soap on a rope.
Oh my Lord. You know what? I'm done. Thanks
No.
for everyone for tuning in. Hit like,
All right.
share, and subscribe.
do
We
that.
love you. We
You
will
do.
see you soon.
Okay.
Bye, guys. See yous.
All right, that's not the end of the podcast because I'm going to sit here and talk because Adrian's fed up. So everyone can sit here and listen to me for the next hour, and this will just be the One Beard podcast.
Cancelled after 2 minutes of airing.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, share down, comment down below if you've ever been interested in trying soap on a rope, and let me know where we can get soap on a rope because I would be interested in trying some. I mean, it's always a pain in the ass when you drop the soap, literally. Anyway, so Adrian has gone all quiet because he actually wants the podcast to end, but I don't because I'm having too much fun here.
But this is not a Wrexham pod. This is because it's gone from Wrexham to like making innuendos during the Wrexham content. That's okay. And now you're just like, you know what? Straight up, let's ask our listeners, what's prison like? What's what is it like? Like that is we're a Wrexham podcast. If you want to make a sexy sexual podcast, we can totally do that. We just have to find a different market.
I don't know. Our Wrexham fans are pretty damn sexy. I reckon, and our fuckheads are even more of a sexier bunch. So $5 a month if you want to be a part of that. But anyway,
well done.
I reckon our Wrexham fans, they might appreciate some of this comedy. At the end of the day, it's all just good fun. It's all fun.
Is it though?
You drop the soap.
There it is. Is it though? Is it fun?
Yeah. I mean, how long does the rope have to be with the soap on it? Because you got to get all the nooks and crannies, right? So how long does it have to be? Serious question.
I wish, you know what, this is the one episode where I'm like, you know what, if I know if you're editing like Rousey, can you put in the bit where it's like 5 hours later and it's like the SpongeBob things and it's just you and the rope and I'm just me and a rope, like just like completely.
Now,
a few moments later.
Comedy gold, mate. Comedy gold. That's why people listen to this podcast, is for that comedy gold. It's like if we've got a pod coming out with Ran from Teach Me How to Wrexham, which was absolute gold. You're gonna love that. That's Rousey fully.
It was a good hour and a half, but I reckon he's gonna have to cut it down to 20 minutes because there's a lot of shit that's not gonna hit the
air. Where all this, every single glorious unedited bit is going to hit the air. So, but on that note,
God, I hope not. I really hope not.
Let us know what your predictions are down below. If you want to reach out to us, we are Two Beards WXM on X. Find us at twobeardsmedia.com. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. We're not on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, but and yeah, come along and be part of our crew. We would love to have you. Adrian, another good week, mate. I guess I'll see you weekend.
I guess you will.
Now I've got to get off here and start editing this shit.
And remove half of it. All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Beard brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, legends, we love you. See you next week on Two Beards, a podcast, and Wrexham AFC. Bye-bye.